Southwest, low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Acura. Visit your Baltimore Annapolis Acura dealers for attractive lease offerings during Acura's Summer of Performance Sales event. Partly cloudy skies here in Toronto. Summer afternoon. Game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more. We do more. 74 degrees and the roof is open here at Rogers Center. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. It'll be Beckham, Scope, and Jones, Trumbo, Davis, and Mancini. Nunez second start at third base. Rickett gets a start, and so does Austin Wins. Trumbo against Stroman, their starter. Very solid numbers.
And let's take a look at Marcus Stroman, his pitch arsenal this season. He's got them all. Primarily that two-seam fastball, his bread and butter pitch. Loves to record outs on the ground. And last two seasons, he's been one of the best at keeping that ball grounded, up over 60%. Stroman had some troubles this year, though. Some inconsistencies. Had a tired arm to start the year and couldn't come up with a win. Just off the disabled list, so pitching much better in his last 5 starts. Take a look at his earned run average, 5.86. It was up over 7 in his first 7 starts of the season. Only 52 punch-outs in his 66 innings of work. Looking to pitch to contact and trying to use the defense behind him. Opponents hitting 280 on the year. Lefties up almost to 300. Giving up the 8 home runs as well.
Stroman against the Orioles, no record this year. He is 3-4 lifetime against the O's, and he is a pronounced ground ball pitcher. In fact, he ranks first in the majors with a almost 63% ground ball rate. Got a little funky delivery that the Orioles have seen before. Tim Beckham will lead it off against him. Beckham with a 1-for-7 lifetime off Stroman. Home run in the ball game last night for the Orioles. First pitch is going to be foul back, and we are underway. Came with heat at 92.
Yeah, you talk about Stroman, and he does have some quirkiness to his delivery, and it's always fun to watch pitchers that have the ability to try to offset a hitter's timing with more than just a slider or a changeup off the fastball. He'll actually pause. He'll stop his delivery right there, a longer hold.
Little Louis Tiant in him.
Yeah.
Pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike. For Beckham last night, got his 3rd home run of the season, and it marked the first home run since September of last year against the Yankees and on the road, and he's trying to pick that average up. 235. His average right now is 6 RBI since he came off the DL at the end of July. And now, of course, with Manny Machado gone, McShowalter, Beckham at short. And it was not a pretty night last night on the left side of the infield for either Beckham or Nunez, playing just his first game with the Orioles. 1-2 delivery on the way, came in on a jam shot right there and fouled it back.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough transition, I think, for Beckham. Of course, last year came over and played shortstop at the end of the season for the Orioles, so he's no stranger to that position. But boy, all the bulk of his time was spent at third base trying to learn that spot, and now thrown right back over to shortstop. I think it might take a little while for Beckham to settle in a little bit. A lot of nerves, you could tell, in last night's ball game.
Delivery on the way, will miss outside. Beckham did not play short prior to last night this year with the Orioles, so this is just his 2nd game at shortstop, and the defense let the Orioles down late last night. Nunez at third base with him, so you got a couple over there really trying to learn the positions, especially Nunez, the 24-year-old, in his debut with the Orioles last night. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and that one will go to left center field. Coming hard. Grichuk is there, won't have a play on it. The big hop. Beckham will circle, and he's got a single.
Nice way to start the ball game off. Up the end of the bat for the knock. Take a look at the Blue Jays defense behind Stroman this afternoon. Hernandez, Grichuk, and Granderson in the outfield here at Rogers Center. Diaz and Travis turning 2 up the middle with Solarte and Smoke on the corners, and Melee doing the catching this afternoon.
So here's Jonathan Scope, whom we talked about in the open, raising the season average up to the 228 mark. Jonathan's got a 4-game hit streak coming into this ball game. Orioles with a leadoff single off Stroman. Scope will take it down low. Melee working behind the plate, able to block it, keeps the runner at first base. Melee's thrown out 37% of base stealers. That is 8th in the majors. A lot of catchers are near or over the 50% mark in throwing out base stealers. Not a lot of base stealing going on in the majors.
No.
Anywhere. 1-0 count. Beckham pretty good lead, not going. That one ripped to the corner. That is hit hard. It will take a hop right at the base of the wall. Beckham's on his way to third. They're going to try and get the runner at second base. They're going to get him by a mile. Jonathan Scope trying to turn a single into a double is out. Beckham makes it over to third base, one away.
Wow, what a swing by Jonathan Scope. He crushed one to left field last night, a home run on a changeup. This is a hanging slider, and he just wallops this baseball hanging, and he smokes it, squares it up clean, but hits it too hard. Tries to get a little greedy and stretch for two, but is thrown out. Ball right in front of you. Can't make that base running mistake early in a ball game.
Yep, those are the kind of mistakes we've seen the Orioles make all year on the base paths. For a club that's not scoring runs, those are big outs. Well, Beckham's at third base, so the Orioles get a chance to get a run in here in the first. Adam Jones had a 1-for-4 in the ball game last night. See if he can pick up an RBI here. The Orioles went 1-for-6 with runners in scoring position last night. 1-for-6. Orioles now just 208 as a team. They are last in batting average in these situations in the American League. Infield will stay back against Stroman. 7-for-22 for Adam, and the pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
You know Stroman's going to work that hard sinker down and in, try to get him to hit that ground ball to third base. Adam's got to look for the mistake, look up and out over, and think hard to the middle of the field. Ground ball driving this first run.
0-1 delivery on the way, and Adams got a base hit and an RBI as he goes the other way. Played in by Curtis Granderson, and Beckham crosses the plate, and the Orioles get a 1-0 lead here in the first inning.
Nice piece of hitting right there by Adam Jones. Thinking hard to the middle, goes to the middle the other way. Nice stroke right there, and the Orioles coming out swinging 3 straight singles now. The O's offense, nice to see that first mark on the board. Take a look at the pitch. It is a mistake. They want it up and in, and it is up and out over. Adam Jones just shooting it to right field with that stake on the end.
37 RBIs now for Adam, the Orioles' most consistent hitter on the year now. Here is Trumbo, who will take the pitch for a strike. Mark in the DH role. Good numbers we showed you against Stroman. He's gone 7-for-17. Marcus Stroman last year went 1-1 against the Orioles in 3 starts. Pitch on the way, ground ball towards second base. This time Travis. Diaz, quick turn. Oh, what a pick! Smoke at first base saves the bacon on that one on Diaz's throw, and a big double play. So the Orioles will pick up a run on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Orioles up 1-0. And give Cobb a lead to start. Here's the Jays lineup. Granderson, Hernandez, and Smokes, Solarte, Grichuk, and Morales, Diaz, Maley, and Travis. Diaz last night a big night with a 4-for-5.
Now let's take a look at Alex Cobb's pitch arsenal. Got the 3-pitch mix, but that 4-seam fastball is really the most important because he's got to play his secondary pitches off that fastball. He's got to be able to locate, work in and out at the top of the zone and at the bottom with the fastball. If the command isn't there, it's going to be a tough night. Up and down year for Alex Cobb for sure. Just 2 wins on the season, 12 losses. Opponents hitting a robust well over 300 off Alex Cobb. Take a look at the numbers on the year. 313 overall. Both lefties and righties are getting him, and just like the rest of the rotation, trouble with the long ball. 17 home runs given up.
And Granderson leading it off. Granderson is 5 for 12 with a homer lifetime off Cobb. Cobb wants the signs again as Granderson steps out. Granderson had a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night and picked up an RBI. Shift is on against him with Scopeway out in right field. Nunez on the left side. And Cobb's delivery will be taken away. Alex has lost a ball game against this Blue Jays club this year. On June 10, he had a real tough outing. He gave up 9 runs on 11 hits in 3 2/3 innings, a career high matched with the 9 runs allowed. Granderson over the top of that one. Statcast AI powered by AWS.
And you see why the Orioles had the big shift on Granderson. The bulk of his hitting over to the right side, so everybody pulled over. Even Nunez slid up the middle.
Outfield kind of shades to left on Granderson. Homer and power in the leadoff spot. He started around, tagged out. As Joe West said, he went after it.
Well, I think I just saw 3 split fingers in a row from Alex Cobb. How about this one? Just dive bombing. Nice little backhand pick right there by Austin Wins doing the catching this afternoon. Granderson can't hold up.
So Cobb gets the strikeout. 64 strikeouts in 93 innings worked. And here is Hernandez. Oscar Hernandez had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. He's going to have that one knocked down. Beckham time and will record the out. And there are 2 down.
Boy, coming in hot to Beckham. Look out. How about Alex Cobb in his last outing? Pitched a gem against the Texas Rangers. Really able to mix up all 3 of his pitches, helping himself out defensively. And really the Oriole defense played very well behind him, and that's a big confidence builder. If Alex Cobb can just get the ball put in play and trust that the defense is going to make plays, he's going to have a better ball game. That's definitely one to build his confidence on, but it has been an up and down year. Boy, he's had some good starts. He's had some really bad starts. And Alex Cobb would be the first to admit he's just got to be more consistent in the second half.
Here is Justin Smoke, who made the fine play at first base on that double play. 1 for 5 and an RBI in the ball game last night. He'll take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Been a long time between wins for Cobb. 7 games. Last 7 game stretch he has lost 5, had a no decision in 2. Has lost the last 3 starts he has made to Philly, Minnesota, and that last outing, even though it was a good one, he lost to Texas. He too, much like Cashner, is going to start tomorrow. The run support 2.91 is the 5th lowest run support in baseball among pitchers who have pitched at least 90 innings this year. So the Orioles get at least 1 for him here in the first inning. He can go out there to start with a lead. 1-1 delivery on the way to Smoke. Ground ball into the glove. Nicely handled. Davis to the bag, and that will record the out in a good inning. Cobb sets him down to 1-2-3. We go to the second with the Orioles up 1-0. our PNC Inside the Numbers.
Yeah, how about Chris Davis all time? He's on a pretty impressive list right here of home run hitters against the Blue Jays. Davis with the 39 home runs. Of course, hit a big 2-home run in the game last night in the 8th inning where the Orioles sparked 5 runs late in the ball game to tie it up. Davis loves hitting against the Blue Jays, and his bat slowly but surely starting to come around here, and they need him to heat up.
His second most home runs against the Yankees. So he's got 39 against the Jays and 31 against the Yankees. And he has started hitting the long ball. Shift is on against him. Stroman's delivery to him will be in the outside corner for a strike. Chris now with 3 home runs in his last 10 games, and he has had 6 long balls in the last 24. Mancini and Nunez to follow. Go the other way and foul. Now the Orioles last night extra inning loss, so the Orioles now have dropped to 4-6 in extra inning ball games, and in 1-run games they are 9-18. The Toronto Blue Jays moved to 500 at home, 25-25, and they're 13-12 in 1-run games. Play will be made for the assist on McKay, and there's one away. And our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Alicia Cully from Glen Burnie, has won $500 for being selected, $500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. And Alicia, good luck. Certainly if it's anything like last night, we'll have an opportunity to pick up some money. Pitch is going to be taken up high by Mancini.
That ball was flying out of here in last night's ball game. Of course, the Orioles starting to hit some home runs. 4 home runs for the O's, which is a good sign.
Orioles with the 4 home runs in the ball game. 5th time that the Orioles have done that this year. Their record is 4-1, so it's the first time they've lost a ball game where they had 4 home runs in a game. Orioles also allowed 3 home runs. That's the 15th time this year, 7th high in the majors, to have allowed 3 or more home runs in a ball game. Trey Mancini had a reach for that one, played by Smoke, who is well off the bag. Stroman covers.
Stroman's getting his ground balls right now. It's just a matter of how to find a hole.
2 down here in the second.
Mancini's bat's going to have a better second half. Couple hits in last night's ball game.
And the Orioles third baseman getting his first start there, and first with the Orioles last night, 24-year-old Renato Nunez, playing at AAA Norfolk, where he hit .289 this year, 5 home runs, 25 runs, and 25 RBIs. 2 down, nobody on. Nunez will take the delivery away for a ball. Picked up his first hit as an Oriole last night, got a double in the 5th inning to lead off that inning, and would score ahead of Beckham on the home run. 1-0 pitch, same pitch, went after that one though. 1 ball, 1 strike count from Stroman.
Good hard slider right there, and well located, starting on that outside corner and just pushing away. A big part of Stroman's game is work that slider off the outside corner and then pull that 2-seamer back in. A little crisscross action out there.
1-1 delivery on the way, and a little chopper. Pitcher, hear him screaming, "I got it." He did, and he got the out. So he retires the side in order. That's called calling for the ball. leader in our ball game today. Barry Thorne, Mike Wardick with you. The Orioles up 1-0. 3 consecutive singles starting the first inning, giving them a lead. Solarte, Grichuk, and Morales will be due up. Toronto has won 5 in a row against the Orioles. They have 18 last at bat wins this year for Toronto, getting the 18th last night, and believe it or not, that's first in the majors in last at bat wins. Here's Solarte, and he will take the pitch inside for a ball. Solarte with the 0 for in the ball game last night, and he is now 0 for his last 15, dropping that average down a bit. Shift on against him, and Cobb's pitch will be up and away. Solarte, a couple of hits, 3 at bats off the Orioles starter Alex Cobb. As we noted earlier, these left-handers, 316 against Alex. Swing and a miss, tailed one down and away.
A well-located fastball right there. He's trying to get his secondary pitches over early. Maybe a little game plan change-up for Alex Cobb. He can make his adjustments in the middle of a ball game.
2-1 in the air to left. Mancini. Leadoff man retired. Birds are going to be returning home on Monday. 3-game series against Boston. Kids cheer free every home game for each regularly priced individual game ticket in the upper deck. Adults are invited to add up to 2 additional free upper deck tickets valid for kids 9 and under. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/kidsfree. Kids in the upper deck here, they probably had to pay their way in because the Orioles kids cheer free doesn't apply in Toronto. Pitch is taken down and in. Grichuk continues his onslaught against the Orioles. 1 for 4 last night, a home run and an RBI. Hitting just .207 overall. What's he hitting against the Orioles? 400. 400 against the Orioles this year, with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs in the 8 games these teams have played, 7 of which have been won by Toronto. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery by Cobb. Breaking ball will be outside.
I know the Blue Jays were hoping Grichuk would have more consistent numbers on the year, and not just the Orioles, but against everybody in the American League East. Just offensively, it's been one of those struggle years for him.
It will be a strike here, 2-2.
Until, of course, we see him, and then he looks like the best player in the game.
Jays have a lot of those guys who are putting up enormous numbers against the Orioles while not doing much against anybody else. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Grichuk with a straight up D against him, and the outfield deep. Cobb's delivery, and him a little bit out in front of the 85. Ticked it foul. Count will stay at 2-2.
Another split finger right there. So Cobb feeling good about the splitty there early on. Maybe just kind of forcing it over, giving him a different look here in the early going. Bulk of his off-speed pitches, that split finger.
Tries a little heat on that one. 93, and an easy 93. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Morales waiting on deck. This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat to the center fielder. Full count pitch, and he went around. Tag will be put on for the out. Strikeout number 2 for Cobb.
Another split finger there. And of course, playing it off a well-located fastball down and away, a borderline pitch that could have gone either way, and that might have been just enough to induce Grichuk trying to protect a little bit more, and he chases the splitty down in the dirt.
So Cobb gets a couple outs here in the 2nd. Morales up. Infield shift on. Designated hitter, and 0 for last night, 0 for 5. And he'll take the pitch up and away. He's had a number of at-bats against Cobb. 5 for 21 with a home run lifetime for Henderson Morales against the Orioles starter. He's got that whole left side wide open. Pitch will be up high to him. Cobb here in this ballpark at Rogers Center has won 2 and lost 2. ERA here is 7.06 in his career here at Rogers Center. 2-0 delivery. Morales started. Did he go? No. 3-0.
Good pitch.
attempted but held up. There'll be a green light here with 2 down, nobody on. 3-0 delivery. Morales takes it, and it's a strike on the inside corner. Extra inning ball game last night that the Orioles lost. 4 and 7 in extra inning games. How about the fact that 3 of those losses have come in the last 5 games in this ballpark? Extra inning losses. They have played tough games here and not been able to get the W. So the walk with 2 down to Morales.
Well, Cobb definitely very careful right there against Morales, giving him anything good to look at. Take his chances down at the bottom of this lineup, but I'll tell you what, there's some danger down here as well. Diaz has been raking against the O's.
Yeah, here's another one. 382 against the Orioles this year. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Thought John Gibbons had the perfect comment last night. Diaz thought he had a home run, didn't run hard. Ball ended up bouncing off the wall. He got a double. Gibbons said, yeah, he played pretty well last night. Good offense, hit the ball hard, had a double. It should have been a triple, and then just kept right on going. That's kind of the way to sneak it in. That's going to be a base hit to right. They were not playing him towards the line. Morales is on his way to third. He'll stop at first with a single. Throw to the cutoff man. So Diaz, who went 4 for 5 in the ball game last night, starts today's game with a single.
Yeah, I'm telling you, 7, 8, 9. They are some dangerous hitters against the Orioles, and this is a little flare job, but it keeps the inning going, and it gets Morales over to third base, and just forcing Cobb to throw more pitches.
We're talking about those guys at the bottom of the order where we are now. Maile coming up. Since June 1, Toronto's 6 through 9 hitters have slugged at a .433 pace, the 3rd highest in the majors. That's the bottom 3. Maile did not play in the ballgame last night. 1st and 3rd. That's the first hit for Toronto, the base hit by Diaz, and the pitch will be taken outside. Toronto went 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position in the ballgame last night. They get a chance here for a 2-out RBI and a chance to tie it up. Morales at third, Diaz at first. It's there for a strike. Maile this season has done really well in these situations. He's .314 with runners in scoring position, one of the better averages for the regulars for Toronto. Ground ball right back to the mound. Cobb will play it on the hop, and Cobb gets out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. Orioles up 1-0. Elevator at the team hotel in Adam on Instagram. Oh yeah.
Stuck on the elevator.
Yeah, comrade. It's hot.
Oh, it's all boiling on his head.
And then what do when they get off? They have to crawl out. Chris Davis was trying to open the door there. Even he couldn't get that pulled apart. When they finally did, they were between floors. So you see what they had to do? They had to crawl out. And then watch what they do. They get on another elevator. I don't think I would have done that. I don't think so.
Gone down to the hotel bar or something.
And then the security officer said, if I'd have known it was the Orioles in there, I would have left them.
Oh,
man. That's a long time. 30 minutes in an elevator. Oh, my Lord. Pitch is fouled off, but they're back here today, ready to go. Having walked downstairs to get on the team bus. Joey Rickert did not play in the ballgame last night. Gets the start in right field. Looking for his first hit against the Jays this year. He's 0 for 8. Marcus Stroman's delivery will be in there for a strike. 0-2 count on Rickert. Joey again, a season of up, down, AAA, major leagues. Naley sets up way outside. That's exactly where Stroman puts it. And the count goes to 1-2. You know, Marcus Stroman has raised a lot of havoc in the media lately. A lot of things said, expletives deleted, left nothing to say. He had a tirade in the clubhouse before the All-Star game. Went around on that one. Play's got to be made, and out recorded, and has been really taken to task for what he says and how he acts by both the press and some of the teammates. And it's a lot of people believe that if he'd been healthy all year, they would have moved him as fast as they could. And this is a really good pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
But things have gone a bit awry here in Toronto personally for him with what's going on.
Yeah, well, it is not easy when you're on a losing team and the expectations are high, of course, and you're not performing well. Stroman, of course, had that dead arm and that arm fatigue, so he was getting roughed up early on in the year. They had to DL him, so just a lot of frustrations mount when you're in a losing atmosphere.
Austin Wynns getting to work behind the plate. Caleb Joseph was in last night. Couple of day games back to back here. So Austin getting an opportunity in this one. Not a lot so far for Wynns. Only his 11th game. 1 home run, 1 RBI. He has scored 5 runs in those games off the end of the bat and foul. So it's Wynns and Joseph, while Cisco continues to work trying to get his game back together in the minors.
Right. Yeah. A little bit of work offensively and defensively, although Cisco always rakes when he goes back down to the minor leagues. I think it's just a confidence thing up here, and you got to just be able to harness it and control it. And whether you learn it in the minor leagues, how to deal with the successes and failures at any level, you just got to make those adjustments. And when you come up to the major leagues and you don't get off to a good start, you better be able to play some defense, keep your team in it, and keep that positive energy. And I think that's something that Cisco and a couple of the younger players have to learn. Just about the major league level, you can still contribute even if you're not hitting 350, you know, and 20 home runs.
And the last thing you want is to pick up that dreaded label of a 4A player.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want that.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Austin Wynns, upfield shaded to right. He'll take it outside. So that's the first walk surrendered by Stroman, and it comes with 1 away. Join us for Birdland Social, presented by GBMC Healthcare, on Tuesday, July 24, prior to the game against the Red Sox. Special ticket packages, exclusive pregame party on the centerfield roof deck, include a Q&A with Tim Beckham, and a This Is My Swaggy t-shirt, and a game ticket. Go to Orioles.com/Birdland Social. 1 down, 1 on. Orioles up 1-0 in the ball game. Marcus Stroman to Beckham. Beckham started the game out with a base hit and came around to score on the RBI picked up by Adam Jones. So Beckham now against Stroman, a couple of hits and 8 at bats in his career. Tim's hitting over 300 against Toronto this season. Came in at 308 against them. 0-1 into the pantry, almost able to jackknife away. Stroman has not hit a batter this year. 3 wild pitches for the 27-year-old right-hander.
You're talking about Stroman and his annex in the clubhouse, what he might be saying to the media. He's very animated on the mound as well, and you can really get under his skin. Good ABs like Austin Wynns just had, and he starts coming up with excuses. See him look back there at the mound. You can just get into his head. He's one of these players who can get rattled out there.
Yep. That has been a problem all along the way. Pete Walker on the right, pitching coach. John Gibbons on the left. The skipper here. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And that is a strike. Off speed delivery. Froze Beckham that time.
When if you were going to hit a Stroman slider, this is the one you want to get on. It just kind of backs up and stays up middle. And typically, though, you look down and away, that hard spot to hit the slider, and you end up getting those swings. You're not expecting the cripple slider there.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery, and that'll be a grounder that's going to go right to the bag. 1. That's all they'll get. Tag Diaz on the bag. Ball not hit hard enough. How tough is that decision whether or not to make the flip or go to the bag?
Well, I know Diaz was caught in between. He wanted to probably turn a double play unassisted right there, but the ball was dying out in front. So a little chopper right here getting up over the head of Stroman, and Diaz is waiting. He's waiting, trying to get that ball to come to the base so he can just stand on the base and turn a double play. But wisely makes the decision just to take the out. He wasn't even thinking of throwing when the ball didn't make it out to him. Didn't force the issue. That's a pretty smart play.
So Beckham is on the fielder's choice, 2 down. Scope the base hit. Got thrown out trying to turn it into a double. First ball hitting Diaz. This time he'll go to first and records the out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Bottom of the 3rd coming here in Toronto.
Be optimistic, I guess, for the Orioles' second half. Kevin Gausman and Alex Cobb both had pretty good second halves. Obviously, their pre-All-Star break earned run average is elevated a little bit, but we talk about Kevin Gausman because we've seen him a number of years now, how he's a much better second half pitcher. Well, Alex Cobb the same way. When you can cut a run down from your earned run average, that's a pretty big adjustment right there. So a lot of things to look forward to, I'd say, for both of these pitchers.
Cobb will start it out with a strike on the inside corner. Devin Travis in the 9 spot. 1 for 3 in the ball game last night in an RBI. He's gone 1 for 8 lifetime off Cobb. 1 strike delivery is going to go to short. Beckham to Davis. One away here in the 3rd.
Tim Beckham some problems last night defensively, and to start this ball game, a line drive that caught him off the heel. So nice to see him get a routine ground ball, field it cleanly, make a nice strong throw, get that first out.
3rd game tomorrow is going to feature Andrew Cashner against Jay Happ. Happ's going to go for his 11th win. Cashner's 2-9. He has to come off the DL, so there'll be another roster change tomorrow for the Orioles. Cashner on the 10-day DL. Top of the order, Curtis Granderson, strikeout victim. Then the Orioles return home. Big series against the Red Sox Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All night games 7 o'clock. Gosman and Porcello, Ramirez and Pomerantz, Bundy and Price. And a swing and a miss and a good pitch down and away.
Split finger right there. Starting to get some good action pushing away from the lefties. That is a great sign for Alex Cobb. He's been waiting for that split finger to come back since Tommy John. He had that Tommy John surgery. He hasn't had a good feel for the pitch.
Granderson was a strikeout victim first time up. One of 2 Ks picked up by Cobb so far in the ball game. Big shift on against Granderson. And the pitch taken inside. Granderson, yet another. His average against the Orioles this year, .444. With 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in against the Orioles in 8 games. He had a 6-hit game last series these teams played. Granderson will go to the shift. Jonathan Scopes right there. And there are 2 down. The Orioles going to host the Rays at Oriole Park Thursday, July 26th through the 29th. On Saturday the 28th, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over will receive a Trey Mancini bobblehead. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. Hernandez grounded out his first time up. Trey's head not bobbling at the moment, which is a very good thing when you're playing left field. And Cobb's pitch will bite the dust outside for a ball. Hernandez looking for his first hit of this series with an 0 for 5. 318 on the year against the Orioles. Someone they really hope is going to be a centerpiece of this Toronto team for a while, Teoscar Hernandez. Off speed delivery is going to be up high. Let's take a look at our Coons.com League leaderboard, brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Yeah, one of the most exciting hits of the game, the triple. And how about the leaders? There's where Teoscar Hernandez on the list. Pretty good speed.
Exciting player, trying to learn the outfield, getting better defensively. That's been the problem, trying to find a place for him to go on the defense. He is 25 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. He got a shot last year. He played in 26 games with Toronto, scored 16 runs, 23 hits, 20 RBIs, real good numbers. Short span. It was his first appearance at the major league level for Toronto. 3-1 delivery, and Cobb will get the strike called on the outside corner. Hernandez not sure about it. Joe West behind the plate, the crew chief veteran. If it's close, it's a strike.
Yeah, I dare you to turn around and say something to him. Come on, just say it. Just say something, Teoscar.
He'll start singing. 3-2. Shift on the other way against the right-handed hitter, and the pitch. Ooh, mama, mama, mama. Hernandez just standing there. Joe walks by him. This is a strike. Say no more. Say no more. 4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Great view of Lake Ontario, the little harbor area, and the lake outside those islands that are a ferry ride away. And of course, internationally known. Folks who are in the know and on the go, they have the shirts to go with it, including here in Toronto.
I went in to get a haircut the other day before I came up to Toronto, and my bartender was wearing that shirt, man. I'm telling you.
You still let him
not
cut your hair?
not the bartender. I'm sorry. See, I used to have a drinking problem.
I get a lot of haircuts there myself.
I went in for a haircut, the bartender said.
Perfect. The old Freudian slip. Here is Adam Jones.
Barber was wearing the shirt.
That was the bartender's name, Steve Barber. 1-0 delivery on the way by Stroman will be outside. Well, these things happen. RBI base hit for Adam. Adams always had good numbers against this Blue Jays team. This year has been a little different, hitting only 156 against them. That is a fair ball down the line. It'll bounce off the wall into second base. Adams going to go. So the Orioles leadoff man on here in the 4th inning, and a 2-for-2 ball game for Adam Jones.
There you go, 27th double of the season. Take a look at it. Just hugging that left field line up and over the base, and he gets the fair call signal. Adam Jones digging in there. The Orioles, boy, they have not had a problem getting runners on base. It's just a matter of driving them in.
Mark Trumbo hit into a double play his first time up. Mike showing me. Mike actually took a picture. That's a funny looking bar stool. It looks like a barber's chair. On his phone, he was showing me the picture of the barber who is actually wearing the magnificent Orioles Hawaiian shirt. I think he wanted to just make sure I knew he was actually telling the truth, and it wasn't a bar. If we'd have known that in advance, that would have made air. Oh gosh. Trumbo with the 0-1 count. Good chance for the Orioles here. And another run. Boy, he wanted that one. Foul tipped into the mitt. Had one to drive as Stroman drove the pitch down low and tough to get to.
Yeah, that two-seamer cut back across the plate. Melee wanted it down and away. We're going to get a little conversation here just about the location of that pitch. I think Stroman almost got his hat knocked off with the wind of that Trumbo swing. Aggressive cut.
Melee out there having a word with a runner on at second base. Could have been crossed up a little bit on that.
Maybe.
Let's see if the Orioles can take advantage of this opportunity. They've had the leadoff man on 2 of the 4 innings. They had the leadoff man on in half the innings last night as well, and they weren't able, as Mike said, to get the big hits. 0-2 the count. And Trumbo will chase one away.
Well, that's a nasty slider right there. It throws it hard, 88 miles an hour, and you got to decide as a right-handed hitter which one you're going to swing at, that two-seam fastball or that power slider, and they both look the same coming out of the hand. He's been consistently working that outside corner. You expect the two-seamer to come running back, and then the power slider breaking hard down and away for the first out.
2 strikeouts for Stroman. Shift put on against Davis with 1 away. Strikeout victim is first time up. Chris hitting .224 with runners in scoring position. Actually better than the overall season average of .158. Pretty good lead at second base. Adam Jones. Diaz shortstop trying to hold him a little tight. That'll just miss, maybe inside, maybe a little low, and the count goes to 2-0.
You see the Chris Davis chart, why they're shifting. There's 18% shot over there on the left side. I'd like to see Davis start using that left field a little bit more.
They have to play the third baseman Solarte near third, obviously, because Adam Jones, if he's not there, is just going to walk into third base with a stolen base. So the defensive alignment gets changed up a little bit with the shift on here and a runner at second. 3-0 delivery on the way, and that's a strike called. No argument from that one by Chris. 3 ball, 1 strike count with 1 down. Orioles trying to get out of this 8-game losing streak on the road, where they are 12-37 this year. 3-1 pitch to him, outside inside, 3-2.
Now backdoor slider 3-0 to get the first strike called, and then this slider starts all over the plate and then breaks out of the zone. Perfect 3-1 pitch there to get right back into the count. And now Davis, what's coming? A couple sliders for strikes to get back in. But he does have that good power two-seamer that'll start at that front hip.
Full count delivery on the way, and that hit him. So Jones will go back to second base, and Davis will get down to first. So a hit batter on the 3-2, and the first hit batter by Stroman this year.
Well, all right, Davis will take that. It's a slider, catches him on that back knee.
Does set up potential double play here, which Stroman throws a lot of with that pronounced ground ball activity he gets. Trey Mancini grounded out his first time up, grounded to first base. Jones at second, Davis on at first. Orioles have the 1-0 lead. 4 hits for the Orioles and 1 for the Jays, and that is in there for a strike.
How about Trey Mancini last year off Stroman? Pretty impressive numbers, 5 for 7 with a couple extra base hits. Boom boom with a couple hits in last night's ball game. Expect him to have a stronger second half. Of course, he's been raking the Blue Jays in his career, up over 300.
Mancini swung and I think missed, and there's no play at third. Jones advances. Davis will stay at first base. Not a foul ball, just one again. It looks like Maile got crossed up on that.
Yeah. Well, nice base running right there by Adam Jones. Take a look. A little fastball up at the top. Swing through. No, not a foul ball. Just good heads up base running by Adam Jones.
Pass ball. So Maile had no chance at third base, and Davis not running from first.
It's a tough read back there when you're at first base. You got to, first of all, yeah, you see the ball kick away, then you got to make sure the runner at second base is going. You don't want to be hung up out there in the middle.
So first and third, 1 out. And Mancini with an 0-2 count. Stroman gets it in. It'll be fouled away. Came in on the fist. Nice catch made. Adams saluting the Donaldson jerseyed man.
Appreciating the good defense.
Just reached up, got it. So the count will remain at 2 strikes. A tough year for Trey in many ways. None as tough as this. Hitting .078 with runners in scoring position this year. Just unbelievably low number. And a swing and a miss on that one.
Tough pitch. Hard slider, located perfectly, starting on that outer third, just pushing off the edge. And Trey's so good typically with the plate coverage, able to at least foul those type of pitches off, wait for mistakes. I'm able to get a piece of that one.
So now looking for a 2-out RBI. Nunez grounded out his first time up. Renato Nunez runners on at first and third. Marcus Stroman tries to go inside on the corner, misses it. 92-mile-an-hour delivery. Trying to work his way out of a jam here after the leadoff double by Adam Jones. 1-0 pitch. Big cut at 84. Throw to first. Dangerous one, Maile. Getting back is Davis, and fortunately for the Jays, didn't get by Smoke.
All right, risky play right there for Maile. Davis maybe just getting out a little too far, trying to keep him in check. Stroman right now pushing the right-handed hitter back with the two-seamer, opening up that outside corner, and he's dropping some nasty sliders out there.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Chopper to third. Take the big hop. Solarte gets the out. So a leadoff double for Knott. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Orioles 1, Jays nothing. Paige Pomerantz is coming off the DL for Boston. He'll start Tuesday against the Orioles. And after struggling against the Mets last night, Yankees starter Domingo Germán optioned immediately to AAA. Luis Sessa is now back in the rotation. Yankees are 5.5 out there in trouble. And this tweet, Nick Cafardo, Boston Globe. Red Sox interested in the reliever Zach Britton. Orioles have been scouting Portland, Maine, the AA ball club. One of the players would like to watch third baseman Michael Chavez. He hasn't played since the 14th. He getting off an 80-game suspension, PED use. And we'll give you some other lines on Zach Britton, whose name is now taken over in place of Manny Machado as the next most celebrated possible trade.
Oh, yeah. Teams knocking on the door, looking for some bullpen help.
0-1 count. Justin Smoke will take the pitch, and that's going to be in there from Cobb. There is Zach. Just handling it pretty well. Just kind of wait. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? You got to be a pro. You got to keep going about your business.
Pitch will be taken outside. A 1 ball, 2 strike count. Interesting. All of a sudden, the Yankees 5.5 games out. That's 11 games you got to make up against the Red Sox. So they're a little nervous right now. That's a spread, despite the fact you're not to the end of July. 1-2 from Cobb will be taken outside for a ball. Smoke trying to get on. Leadoff batters not reached in the first 3. Cobb retires 69% of leadoff batters. Solid number. Middle of the order here, 3, 4, 5. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be taken inside. Toronto got a couple on in the second inning via a 2-out walk and a single. And Mailey grounded out to end the inning. That's the only chance they've had. 3-2 pitch on the way, foul back. Zach Britton talked about having to live with what Manny went through, and here's what he said.
You watch the way he went about his business with all the talk, and that's kind of the way you got to go about it. You got to continue to play until they tell you that you're going somewhere else or whatnot. So, and that's my mindset. Whenever it happens, if it happens, I'll embrace it and go from there. But I think Manny set a good example for the way you should go about your business, throughout all that commotion and stuff.
Good words from Zach Britton, and yeah, Manny was exceptional. There wasn't a lot of talk, I don't think, from the organization to Manny Machado, and that I think probably a better thing for Manny not to get caught up in that regard, so he could just concentrate on going out there and playing. And Manny actually was playing better, you know, that last month he was here.
Yep.
Better defense, better offensively as well. So yeah, Britton just. That's what you have to do. I mean, what are you going to sulk about? Potential trade? I mean, if you do get traded from the Orioles right now, you're probably going to go to a contender. So that's something to kind of celebrate and get those playoff juices going again.
We'll see. With the end of the month coming up. Leadoff walk. Smoke on. Solarte flied out to left field his first time up. 0 for his last 16 now. Solarte will foul that one back. Wins getting the mask off in a hurry. Thought he might have had a chance on that one. Down to 238.
Definitely making some better pitches with that split finger, because when it wasn't getting that late bite, you weren't getting those type of swings. So they're not seeing it as well out of his hand. It's getting some later movement, pushing itself down and away from the lefties. So that's some encouraging news for Cobb.
Solarte will try and go the other way on a foul ball. He reached to protect. As was true last night, the strike zone got some pretty good size to it, so hitters can't let those kind of pitches go by. You got to protect even if it's not a pitch you really want to go after, which Solarte did not. Yanjavi Solarte with a 1-ball 2-strike count. Short lead at first base. Smoke, and you foul off another one.
Keeps going out there with that split finger. So feeling much more confident with the pitch and locating it well. Everything down around the knees. Just waiting for that little fastball, the two-seamer on that inside corner. Big time pitch for Cobb. I know he's had some inconsistencies with that fastball command glove side, but he's got him right here if he can execute.
1-2 delivery. Solarte with San Diego last year, where he hit 255. Been around pro ball since 2006 out of Valencia, Venezuela, and signed a 1-year deal with the Blue Jays through this 18 season. 1-2. Solarte too has done well against the Orioles. 286 number on the year. Cobb wants the signs again. Batting in the cleanup spot. Solarte at 2 for 4 lifetime now off Cobb. 1-2 delivery on the way and a little chopper. Play at second base. Cobb will go there. And boy, they're going to say he wasn't on the bag. Already Tim Lieber, the first base coach, pointing out immediately at second, saying he never touched the bag. And they may want to take a look at this.
Well, let's take a look here. Cobb's been fielding his position well. A lot of action last couple ball games, but that throw taking Beckham off the base. I wonder if Beckham could have fought to keep that foot on the base, at least to get the force out at second base.
There will be a challenge. So Joe West, the crew chief, will come over with Marty Foster, the umpire who made the call at second. John Gibbons saying, I want you to look at this one, please.
Oh, Beckham. Reading his lips, he said he thought he was on, but boy, oh boy, looked like he jumped off. Take a look here. Dragging that back foot across. Does it stay in contact?
No.
Didn't look like it.
No, it didn't look like it. Never know in the replays. Question of whether or not there's clear and convincing that the call in the field was wrong. It's a big call, obviously.
Yeah, it's a huge call right there. And I think, Beckham just really has to make sure of that lead out at second base. Keep the double play in order.
And the call is overruled. So John Gibbons challenges, and instead of a 1 out and a runner at first, there's nobody out, and runners on at first and second base, as Beckham did not stay on the bag. And Grichuk coming up, strikeout victim his first time up. So a big chance here. Cobb's delivery to him, that will be a strike on the outside corner. Orioles 1-0 lead in jeopardy here in the 4th inning. As Grichuk hitting .235 in these situations. Defense at double play depth in the infield. A bouncer. Good stop made by Wins. Solarte reaches on the fielder's choice.
A beautiful block right here, about as textbook as you're going to see. One thing to go down on the knees, block it, but then get right back up on your feet and get the head on the base runners. Nice job right there by Austin Wins.
Fielder's choice and an error charged on Beckham, allowing the runner to reach at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and rip foul. Off speed pitch out in front of it.
Yeah, we haven't seen this in the ball game. That split finger that doesn't split, just stays up above the belt, and it's floating in there, and it just gives Grichuk a great look. And he buggy whipped that one down the left field line. Cobb got to keep that splitty down around the knees.
Grichuk, like Tim Beckham, second half of the seasons in their career have seen an explosion in slugging percentage. That one's going to be in down the line in right field. Base hit. Good cutoff made by Rickert. Got to play at second base. Nobody's there. Throw to the plate. Not in time. The Orioles defense is just all over the place. They just are not where they need to be. This ball game is tied, and Grichuk gets an RBI base hit.
Yeah, there was a shot all over the place. I mean, I think there would have been a better opportunity with Smoke at home. There was a base runner running right in front of him. And Grichuk is running right behind Jonathan Scope. It's just lack of communication. And Jonathan Scope, one of the better relay men in the game, and typically some eyes in the back of his head, understanding where the outs are. Isn't able to take one there.
So a run scores, and Grichuk goes down to second. Double and an RBI for him. Grichuk gets his 7th run batted in against the Orioles this year, and now a really big at bat. But the ball game tied at 1-1, 2 in scoring position. Conference with Wins, with Morales at the plate.
Nice job right there. Austin Wins kind of calming things down. This is where the game could potentially speed up for a lot of players. I don't know how unfamiliar now with this left side of the infield. Beckham getting the start at short now, and of course Nunez over at third base, and these type of situations can get out of hand in a hurry. Cobb's got to make some good pitches here.
Still nobody out. Orioles will stay back with runners at second and third, and they've got the full shift on here. Morales drew a walk first time to the plate. A big lead at third base. Solarte with a shift on comes a third of the way down the line, and the pitch taken inside. Count will go to 2-0. This is where Cobb has run into trouble all year. Third inning 16 runs, fourth inning 18 runs, and the fifth inning 13 runs. So the middle innings have been not favorable for the Orioles starter. A 2-0 count. Toronto's got only 2 hits. Pitch will be a strike on the inside corner to Morales. Orioles a run on 4 hits. Toronto a run on 2 hits. Costly error here in the 4th inning, not getting an out on that ground ball by Solarte. 2-1. Morales will take it, and Cobb falls behind with Diaz waiting on deck. Alex has walked 2, struck out 3.
Frustrated right there in that last pitch. A little frustrated with his command right now. Of course, he'd love to have some help defensively.
Jays 1 for 2 runners in scoring position so far today. 3-1. Ooh. That goes flying into the camera well. A whirlybird, in fact. Went all the way to the back wall. That, I think, establishes a new record this year for bat throw.
If they had that on StatCast, it was probably the highest velocity leaving the hand.
Yeah.
I don't don't know about the distance because I have seen some end up out on the dirt. And I don't know if it really counts if it goes in the camera well either.
See, that's another. That's a scoring question.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. It'll have to go to the rule book on that. 3-ball, 2-strike count. There was no elevation on that, by the way.
Oh no.
No.
It was line drive.
With a line drive shot. Solarte off third. Grichuk off second. Full count now as Cobb comes back on him and now loads him up. Third walk surrendered, including the leadoff walk in this inning. Smoke who scored. Base is loaded for Diaz. Diaz has picked up a base hit. 5 for 6 in the first 2 games of this series. Orioles at double play depth. Straightaway D. Diaz goes after it to third base. Nunez has it once. Scope the relay. They get the double play. A run will score. Solarte crosses. No RBI. And Toronto gets a 2-1 lead.
Now the Orioles will gladly trade the 2 outs for that run. A nice clean double play from the Oriole defense, helping Cobb out and really minimizing potentially the damage of this inning.
So Grichuk will go to third, but there are 2 away. Big out for Cobb. Maile grounded out his first time up. Defense will stay straight up on the catcher. And he'll go after the first pitch and fight it off. Maile getting his first look at Cobb here in this ball game in his career. 2-1. Toronto goes on top. They had a 5-run lead, 7-2 in the ball game last night before the Orioles came back with 2 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th, only to lose it in the 10th. Foul ball.
Good piece of hit right there. Inside, shooting it down that right field line. Only just foul. Cobb with a full advantage here. Different ways he can attack Maile.
27-year-old veteran works behind the plate. 0-2 delivery will be taken down and away. Got in 46 games last year, backing up Russell Martin, as is the case again this year for Maile. A little more playing time with Russell being moved around because of injuries to other positions. Maile's 47th game. Ground ball to the middle. Oh, and it goes through for a base hit and an RBI. A seeing eye single for Maile. Grichuk will score. 3rd run of the inning.
Yeah, Cobb just shaking the head there. Made a beautiful pitch with the breaking ball. Maile, nice job taking it. And he gets to this fastball. Just battling with 2 strikes, and it finds its way back through the middle. Frustration as Cobb reached out there and then pulled his glove back, saying Beckham's got to have that one. Run scores on the 2-strike knock.
RBI number 21 for Maile, and the 8th batter of the inning. Travis grounded out his first time up. Devin Travis, runner at first. Pitch will be in there for a strike to him. Travis now 1 for 9, lifetime off Cobb. So a big 2-out RBI and a big 3-run 4th inning. And the Orioles now down by a couple. And again, as we mentioned earlier, here's the bottom of that order coming through again, with Maile getting the RBI. So far the bottom 3 have had a couple of hits. RBI. And Travis getting just his 2nd at bat in the ball game. Wins with a stop on it. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. A lot of pitches thrown this inning up to 73.
Yeah, and where did the command go? Just like all of a sudden out of the blue, just losing command of everything. So being forced to throw more pitches. Of course, the Blue Jays having some pretty good ABs right now, but Cobb looked like he had command over the first 3 innings of all 3 of his pitches.
So 32 pitches thrown in this inning. It's double where you want to be, and double what his general rate is coming into the ball game. 2-2, 2 down, and again we'll take the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Devin Travis with Granderson on deck. Runner goes in the air to right. Joey Rickert will put it away. So a 3-run, 2-hit, 2-walk inning. 3-1 Jays. Buy with pride with Maryland flag design debit or credit cards exclusively from Security Plus. And by Visit Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And if you'd like the name and address of the bar that gives haircuts, contact Mike Bordy. So another error, and frustrating. Those 3 runs are all unearned in that 4th inning. So the Orioles will have to battle back again. Joey Rickert will lead it off. Marcus Stroman will deliver down low for a ball. 3-3-0 for Toronto. 1-4-1 for the Orioles. Orioles have left 5. Toronto 4. And that pitch is going to miss away. Stroman a walk, 3 strikeouts. Cobb 3-3 in the walk and strikeout department. Stroman after win number 3. No record against the Orioles this year, and 3-4 lifetime against them with a 4.13 lifetime ERA. Pitch is there for a strike. Rickert just trying to get on. Wins. And then Beckham.
Got to keep playing. I mean, yesterday's ball game saw the Orioles keep fighting back. Put some pressure on Stroman here. Control this ball game. See what happens. It'd be great to get the speed of Rickert on base.
Stroman coming off a loss against Boston. 4 runs, 5 hits, 5 innings. The third. Solarte. Our LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute turned to Cal's team for concussion and orthopedic care together. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Of course, day game tomorrow afternoon, starting at 1 o'clock, and then back home take on the Red Sox. 3 night games, all starting at 7 o'clock.
Wear your favorite shirt. If that's not it, you need a change in life. Here's Austin Wynns Drew a walk his first time up, 1 down, nobody on. Orioles have lost the last 5 played here at Rogers Center. Trying to get out of that today. They'll get down the line, foul the other way.
Yeah, the Orioles just got to find a way to play a little bit better on the road. Well, overall game definitely has to pick up, so I think they'll see better baseball being played both home and road. Of course, the record indicates they're having struggles everywhere. But boy, oh boy, if you want to somehow right the ship, playing better on the road's a good way to start.
Was looking today, the most losses by an Orioles team on the road is 61. That was in 1988. Orioles are right now 12-37 in road games. Probably will not reach that mark, record mark for losses in the road. Ground ball goes right back to the mound off the end of the bat. Stroman with the flip over to first base. And there are 2 down. PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
And let's take a look at left-handed pitcher Cameron Bishop. He's only 22 years old. 26th round pick back last season. And last night threw a gem. 5 innings pitched, just the 3 hits, no earned run. And how about this season? 8 wins with a .274 earned run average. Giving himself a sensational season in Delmarva.
And good luck. Leadoff batter Tim Beckham. Base hit, run scored, fielder's choice. Long hesitation, taking the pitch for strike. Led the ball game off with a single. Scope a single, Jones a single. Orioles got their run in that first inning. Big play, Jonathan Scope, second batter, had a single but got thrown out trying to extend it into a double. And that kind of cut that inning a little shorter than it might otherwise have been.
Yeah, it's so hard. There's such a fine line between being an aggressive player and trying to make something happen for your team and you know, just pushing a little too much and ultimately playing mistake baseball, you know, some bad baseball, running into outs that are right in front of you. And we've seen the Orioles do that a few times this year, and you can understand the fact that since the offense isn't really doing much, maybe pushing a little bit, but my goodness, running yourself out of innings, and those are the type of mistakes that, you know, build up. They add up over the course of the season, and they really make you a losing team, because it's not just obviously the base running that has led to the problems the Orioles have right now, but it's a part of it, and it just becomes that losing culture. You know, you've said it. How many different ways can a team find to lose in a year? And the Orioles have found just about every way, and it's just a effort on both sides of the baseball. Lack of offense, lack of defense, lack of good base running. I mean, my goodness, it's everywhere.
And the pitch is going to miss outside. Count will go to 3-2 on Tim Beckham. 2 down and nobody on. And it won't get easier, because now you're going to have more players being brought up to see what the Orioles have from the minor leagues. We're going to have to adjust, and they're going to have to learn on the fly here in the second half of the year. Stroman with a full count delivery, and Beckham fights it off.
Nice job fighting with 2 strikes there. Nasty slider from Stroman. Beckham really staying on it.
Stroman with a full count. Beckham is working for at least 7 pitches here in this at bat. 3-1 Toronto lead. Full count delivery. He came inside on him, and that also is going to be fouled off.
Pitching him tough, working both sides of the plate, get him reaching away, fighting off a slider, and then drive that 2-seamer in on the hands. You wonder, as a hitter, which way is he going to go? I mean, you got a lot of plate to cover.
Roof open, cloudy skies, no sun affecting play here, and lights on, having a bit of an effect on this summer afternoon here in Toronto. Full count delivery again, and Beckham has got a base hit. So Beckham earns that one. An 8-pitch at bat and a 2-out single. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game and his 3rd hit in these 2 games.
Yeah, he's had some real good ABs. 3-2, fouled off a couple pitches, and then finally gets a pitch he can handle. A little two-seamer that stays up. It might have been a slider that stayed up and out over, didn't finish it. And Beckham smacking it right back through the box.
So Jonathan Scope will get an at-bat here in the 5th inning. Jonathan now has a 5-game hit streak. Added to it with that single in his first at bat. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Stroman jams him up and in. Jonathan has gone 6 for 19 during this 5-game hit streak. Solid July, hitting over 350. 0-1. Outside corner strike.
Tough pitch. It's been called a strike here this afternoon. Got to protect down there. Even though get the 1 strike on the board, you don't want to go swinging at that pitcher's pitch, so you wait out a mistake here.
Beckham off first base. 0-2. And gets him on the slider down. So 4 strikeouts for Stroman, no runs a hit, 1 left on. Jays on top by 2. #29. On Sunday, July 29, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over receive a Birdland Summer Garden Gnome presented by Ocean City, Maryland. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. And a fine looking gnome it is. 3-1 ball game with the Jays on top after winning in extra innings 8-7 last night. Shift will be put on. Curtis Granderson. And Cobb's delivery is inside. A strikeout and a hard line drive out to Scope way out there in shallow right field his last time up. 5 for 14 now against Cobb. Goes in the air to right. Rickert right there. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out.
Hard hit balls for Granderson. Line drives over to that right side for outs. Alex Cobb will take that. Get some defensive help for sure.
Only one J has reached in the leadoff spot in this game, 4th inning, and that was the leadoff walk to Smoke that ignited the 3-run 2-hit inning. All of those runs unearned. Hernandez 0 for 2 and a ground ball out and a strikeout. He'll go after the first pitch, right center field. Hit it pretty good. Adam Jones going back, looking up, and it goes right off the top of the wall. He'll go to second base, standing and stay there. Hernandez, a 1-out double.
Wow. Jumping on a first pitch breaking ball. I saw it really well. First double of the season. Take a look, and he catches it clean. No weight going forward. Actually, it looked like he was sitting on an off-speed pitch. And they came about a foot or two away. A solo home run.
So Hernandez on with a 2-bagger.
Cobb thinking he could steal a first pitch strike with a get me over breaking ball, but Hernandez had something to say about that.
2 for 4 runners in scoring position today for Toronto. Smoke, a walk, a run scored, and he's grounded out. He'll take the pitch down low for a ball. 4 hits for the Jays, 5 for the Orioles. Smoke and then Solarte, middle of this Toronto order. That's at the knees on the inside corner for a strike. Justin Smoke hitting only $115 against the Orioles this year. One ball, one strike delivery to him. Tattoos that one to center. Adam Jones going back. Warning track and will make the catch. Runner will tag and move over to third base. Adam gets it in so he can't think about going home. And there are 2 down. Well, listen up, Birdland. Dunkin' Donuts has the perfect way to celebrate O's game day. Dunkin' Donuts Perks members receive medium hot or iced coffee for 99 cents. Orioles home game days June through August. Your local Dunkin' Donuts is only a short stop away. Did you get that play on words there? Short stop. You get that? It's pretty good. 2 down. Runner at third. That will stay foul. Cobb comes over to make sure. Solarte reached on a fielder's choice 4th inning and he is flied out. Has scored a run. RBIs. Grichuk with an RBI double. Maley with an RBI base hit. Big error in that 4th inning, helping to keep it alive. Big lead at third. Boy, Hernandez got to think about stealing home. He's halfway down the line.
How about that?
Holy moly. I mean, there's nobody even close to the bag as Nunez over at shortstop, and a balk! And he does score, and that's why you do those things. You try and rattle the pitcher, and if it works once a year, it's worth the effort.
Wow. It looked like Alex Cobb just stepped off, but he may, watching Joe West, he may have brought his hands up before. He may have started a move to pitch before he stepped off. There you see the big lead. Take a look at Alex Cobb, though. There you get the hands come up, and then he stepped off. So he'd started his windup. Easy balk call from Joe West.
Ooh.
Man.
See how far down the line he is? Down the line left field. Trey Mancini will give chase, and it will be in the seats. 3 unearned runs on an error, and the 4th one scores on a balk. And a 4-1 lead. That's a great job by Hernandez. I mean, that's what you do down there when nobody's close. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Have the pitcher take a look at you. I mean, he actually thought he might even try and steal home if he had actually thrown the ball to the plate. 1-2 delivery on the way. Nubbed the other way foul.
Yeah, it's balks obviously happen in games, but Cobb, a veteran pitcher, just don't expect him to get shaken with a runner at third base. Really don't expect or care what they do over there.
Orioles have had 7 balks this year. Great pitch down and in. He fouled it off though. Wins thought it may have been just a swinging strike. Not so.
Good breaking ball. Nice finish down in the dirt. Austin Wynn's going after it, but Joe West saying foul ball.
So the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Solarte still trying to get out of the 0 for his 0 for 17. 1-2 delivery to him, and he went. Joe West will make the call, and the tag's put on. So he got away with 1, but not the next one. Cobb gets his 4th strikeout, a run in. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Michael Bordick. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
This was your bartender who sent. Oh, your barber. I'm sorry. Your barber sent this up. He said, "Do not eat it till after the game. There are consequences."
Okay.
So whatever that means.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
39 years old again.
Exactly.
It's a lot of fun to be 39.
It sure is. It sure is. Wow, that's a nice gesture. Thank you so much.
I had to get up early to bake that. You probably don't bake pudding, actually, huh? Well, in between innings, there is Alex Cobb charged with the balk. And Buck a word with him, and then off they went. Maybe to look at video. Or you can finish the sentence.
Yeah, they might have both gone to see my bartender.
That's right. That is exactly true. Count goes to 2-0 on Adam. The Orioles needing base runners now. A double and a single, 2 for 2 RBI. Adam will go to the gap in right center field. Granderson will come over. 6th inning and 1 down. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 supporting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of Light the Night Walk. O's have drawn 266 free passes, total of 13,300. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. There is Mark Trumbo. Double play and has struck out. And the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Mike Wright Jr. in the bullpen. So that would indicate Cobb is done.
Wow. Well, I did have kind of a laborious couple innings there. Man.
Yeah, it's I mean, unfortunately, it's continuing what we talked about. These middle innings have not been good. Cobb starts out like a house of fire for 3, and then in the 4th, 5th innings, it all seems to fall apart.
Right. And it looked like he had kind of a different game plan to start the ball game off, mixing in a lot of secondary pitches. Like he had kind of it figured out how he was going to attack the middle innings, but the command just kind of lost the feel for it.
Arj McDowell talking with him. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Mark Trumbo. Stroman a walk, 4 strikeouts, and that one got a piece of Mailey. Again, Trumbo having to protect pitch before that call to strike. The outside part of the plate, if there, and so Mark had to go after that to make sure it didn't get by.
Well, Mailey and Strop certainly know that the plate's gotten a little wider, so they're not leaving many pitches on the dish. They are working the edges.
And the 1-2 be way outside. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Trumbo. Davis waiting on deck. Jays getting runs at the true expense of the Orioles, with the 3 unearned in the 4th inning and the balk run in the 5th. 2-2 pitch. Stroman again with that slider away.
Nice take right there by Mark Trumbo. That's the tough slider. The way it holds its head right there till the very end, then bites so hard down and away. And you pick your poison. You trust what you see as far as picking up a slider spin, and a nice decision right there by Trumbo. We've seen him work that 2-seamer back over, so the hitter's got to be aware of that as well.
Full count delivery, and that will be a walk. Orioles will take that. So a 1-out walk here in the 6th inning. On July 14, the Orioles wore special Celebrate Maryland Day uniforms. Go to Orioles.com/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn jerseys and caps. Proceeds benefit the Orioles Charitable Foundation. Bidding closes 10 p.m. tonight. Go to Orioles.com/auctions. Here's Chris Davis. Hit by a pitch and struck out. Davis the other way, foul. Stroman has surrendered a couple of free passes, hit a batter. Austin Wynns had the other walk. 0-1 delivery on the way to him. Real tough pitch down and in. 0-2.
Yeah, he is good in there on the lefties. He can cut his fastball as well. So he'll throw a slider that'll have a nice little tilt in there, and then he'll throw another pitch that looks like it's going to be the slider, but it's more that cutter version, more lateral move. That's what he threw right there to Davis. A lot of broken bats with that pitch.
Runner off first, the 0-2 delivery on the way. Chris, 4 hits, 16 at bats, lifetime against Stroman. Does not have a home run against him, despite the 39 he's had against the Jays. 1-2 pitch to him. Stroman in and out, worked that one away. Oh, in the bullpen, he worked in the game last night, but only for a third of an inning, coming on to get a big out in the 8th. Both managers using their bullpens last night, but limited as far as number of pitches thrown by each pitcher. So bullpen's pretty good shape for this game. 1-2 delivery, reaching. It'll go to the shortstop. Third baseman makes the turn and off the mark, safe. It pulled Smoke off the bag that time. It'll be a fielder's choice, and had a real good chance to get the double play on that one.
Yeah, looked like it's going to be a routine double play, and that's Diaz making the turn as well, but throw pulling Smoke off the bag. Maybe just a little nonchalant on that 4-6-3 attempt.
Yeah, was Diaz.
Yeah, Solarte just flipping the backhand power feed, and then Diaz can't get that shoulder turned back around to line up to Smoke.
Good hustle by Chris Davis. He went down the line hard.
Always does.
Yep.
Always does.
So 2 down. Davis on the fielder's choice. And here's Trey Mancini. Mancini has struck out and grounded out. A couple of hits, 6 at bats in these 2 games. Foul tipped. And a 1-strike count on Mancini. That'll be another question for next year with Trey Mancini. You leave him in the outfield. It's not his regular position. First base is, but you got Chris Davis over there.
All right.
0-1 pitch on the way. Hit well, right center field, going back near the warning track, on it, and hauled in by Granderson. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. Jays on top, 4-1.
Looks like a little comebacker with a double play opportunity, but Beckham, it looked like he turned the double play. No, he pulls the foot. He can't keep the foot on there to get the force at second base, and that opens the floodgates. 4th inning was a tough one for Alex Cobb. A double play turn, but another run scores that the Blue Jays offense kept capitalizing as runners kept getting on. A seeing eye single here by Melee. They scored the third run of that fourth inning. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. The Blue Jays with that 4-1 lead now into the bottom of the sixth. Alex Cobb out of the ball game. 5 innings thrown. They really worked him in the middle part of the ball game. Jacked that pitch count up. Only 4 hits on the board. The 1 earned run went down as an error for Tim Beckham. He's having a hard time last couple games at shortstop. Mike Wright Jr. now into the ball game. Been pitching pretty well here recently for the Orioles. Run average coming down. See the opponent batting average though still elevated.
So a 5-inning performance by Cobb, not where he wanted to be. Grichuk at the plate, double RBI, and he has struck out. 4-game hit streak for him down to third. That will be a foul ball. For Mike Wright Jr., this is going to be his 3rd appearance against the Jays this year. No record. 3 in the 3rd innings, a run on 6 hits. Lifetime, Wright is 0-4 against Toronto. This is the 9th game he has appeared in. 5 of those were as a starter. Breaking ball will be outside.
This hard slider right there. Of course, Wright's velocity is starting to come back up on the fastball, but also on that slider as well. 90 miles an hour right there. Some nice movement away.
Grichuk puts it high in the air to right. Rickard. Had to wait for that one to come down. 1 away, bottom of the 6th inning. The Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders supporting Baltimore City's Youth Works program, seeking to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundation.org. Choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, you can go to youthworks.oedworks.com. Morales, a couple of walks in the ball game. Not this time. High in the air, way back. It'll be in the yard on the warning track. Joey Rickard will put it away. First pitch out to Morales.
My goodness, some great guy hang time on those last 2 pop-ups.
For Wright, he last worked against Texas, so he hasn't worked since the 15th. We had a 3-inning performance, a run on 5 hits. Buck Showalter talking about that after the game last night. He said it's one of the toughest parts of the season, managing your pitching staff, is after the All-Star break, because everybody's been out for so long, trying to get people back in, but do it slowly, not have to push too hard. And they're trying to get back into a rhythm after having 5, 6, 7 days off. Foul back, 0-2.
Yeah, it is tough, and he made it a point to say Britton's got to throw today, one way or another, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's going to have to get Zach into the ball game. Diaz, a base hit, is hit into a double play, and the pitch will be taken inside to him. Diaz with a big 4 for 5, couple RBIs last night, 1 for 2 in this one, and you'll fight that off. Got his 3rd career walk-off in the ball game last night, 10th inning, picking up the base hit. Last one he had was against the Orioles. That was June 7th. So the 2 walk-offs of late have both come against the Orioles. 2 of the 3 he's had this year. It was his 3rd career 4-hit ball game last night. He's hitting a .280 since coming off the DL on June 1st with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. 1-2 delivery, again reaching. Wright trying to find a way to get it by him.
So he's had 3 hit games in his career, 4 hit games.
Yes.
And they all come against the Orioles too.
Atlanta, no. No, yeah, I don't know the other 2. He had one against Atlanta, and I don't think he had another one against the Orioles. He's done everything else but that.
Yeah.
Just give him time. 1-2 delivery on the way, and hitting on his front foot on that one is 74, heading way out in front.
Yeah, a slow breaking ball right there from Mike Wright. Just stayed too much on the plate. A dangerous pitch. Bury that one down in the dirt. Here with the 2 strikes, he is just filling up the strike zone. And Diaz just fouling everything off.
27-year-old fouls off another one. Diaz, originally from Cuba, now living in West Palm Beach, Florida, with the Cardinals. Last couple of seasons up and down with them. Signed a contract off season through 2022 with Toronto, the shortstop. 1-2 delivery by Wright. Boy, he's really fighting off some pitches here.
Yeah, that was a nasty fastball. Painted on the outside corner, maybe just a tick or two off the edge. And Diaz doing a nice job protecting.
So 10th pitch of the at bat. 7 have been foul balls. 1-2. Add another.
Austin Wynn's calling for the fastball up above the strike zone. Something that looks a little bit better, but actually harder to get that barrel to, just above the top of the strike zone. Take a look if he calls for it again.
Way outside, and he wins the battle. Hard shot to center. So Diaz, a couple of hits. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game, and 6 for 8 in the first 2 games of this series.
Man, right, really just refusing to throw one off the plate. I mean, everything all over the dish. And a little breaking ball right there, and Diaz seeing it well. 105 miles an hour off the bat, fighting off all those pitches.
Cuban national team member when he was 16 years old, and he defected when the Cuban team went to the Netherlands to play. He's on at first base, swing and a miss, and a breaking ball. Maley RBI base hit. Andy is grounded out. Luke Maley doing the catching. Each team with 5 hits, but Toronto's got the 4 runs. Maley and then Travis due up here in the bottom half of the 6th. Wright Jr.'s delivery, and that'll be a base hit the other way. They were playing him around. Going to make the turn. Rickard up. He'll make the throw to the cutoff man. They let it go, and they got him. Joey Rickard with a fine throw from right field, and Diaz is retired at third base on the Maley single. As Joey Rickard charged, perfect throw right through the cutoff man. Not even close there. Ram Do-Ups, experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer. Log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. Price for $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. And blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Well, never make that final out at third base. Diaz thrown out by Rickard on a fine throw.
Right. Boy, we have seen some not so good baseball. I mean, You know, it's one thing you make mistakes in the game, but it's the mental mistakes that drive the manager and baseball fans kind of crazy. Things that just aren't supposed to happen in the game seem to happen too frequently here at the major league level.
Here is Nunez. 7th inning. Pitch is in there for a strike. Marcus Stroman's gone the distance. Couple of walks, 4 strikeouts. Toronto 4-6-0. The Orioles 1-5-1. 3 of the 4 runs unearned for Toronto. Out in front of the off-speed delivery and foul back 0-2. Tanner Scott getting ready in the bullpen. Used to be said you had a sense of a feel for the game for players, just an inner understanding of what to do and what not to do, running the bases, things under your control. And a lot of that just doesn't seem to be here anymore.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the ways we learned how to run the bases was just playing that sandlot ball, you know, in the backyard, and having your peers kind of critique the way you were running. Well, they don't play the sandlot anymore or as much, and we talked about even the youth baseball. It's more of a showcase type program now, to where it's how hard can you throw, how far can you hit the baseball, and it isn't really as much of the strategy of the game. And unfortunately, I think a generation has kind of lost the feel for the strategy of the game, which is the beauty of the game. Yeah, it's great to see a guy get up there and hit a 440-foot home run, or pitcher execute a great slider down and away, but the strategy of the game is the beauty. Why do you put a bunt on? Why don't you make the third out at third base? You know, there are reasons, cumulative reasons, that end up resulting in whether or not you win or lose ball games.
And keep that play in mind. I mean, it's a big play, that final out, that last inning. They could have had runners on at first and third, kept the inning going. Instead, they're out. The inning's over.
That's right.
Same thing happened to the Orioles first inning with Scope getting thrown out at second base, trying to extend a single. You don't know. Maybe nothing else would have happened, but you'll never know. Fouled off. And what you did was, in each case, you took away a chance to do something else.
Yeah. Well, outs are precious, and you can't run into outs, you know, and we've seen that a few times with our team and the Blue Jays team. And you got to understand how to take care of those outs, you know, and when to push the envelope, when not.
And an inside heater at 91.
Nunez saw just about everything Marcus Stroman had to offer right there. Change up in the at-bat, hard slider, and there's the power 2-seamer working it in under the hand. Some late movement there as well. Looked like it was going to stay right on the inside corner, right in front of the plate when it decides to make its right-hand turn.
5 strikeouts now for Marcus Stroman. Joey Rickard 0 for 2 with a strikeout groundout. Stroman has had 7 complete innings of work 3 times this year, the last one on the 10th of this month against Atlanta. 7 innings, his high this year, and trying to get through 7 here in this one. And right now, even though it's a 4-1 ball game, not a big difference. Pretty comfortable delivery. And a ground ball down to third is going to go foul. 6 Ks on the board for Stroman. Not really in much of a jam in any inning. Adam Jones double leading off the 4th, where the Orioles would leave a couple on base was really their best chance to have a big inning against him, but the Orioles could not take advantage of it. Joey Rickard 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's an off-speed pitch outside.
Yeah, Stroman's definitely come up with some big pitches when he needs to, but the name of his game really that ground ball game, and he's got 10 ground ball outs here, so keeping his defense busy, keeping them involved.
And he'll get another K, 7. 2 down, 7th inning.
Like another good 2-seam fastball. Had that good sink action down at the bottom of the zone. Looked like it was going to be about 5 high, and man, almost looked like a Britain sinker right there, straight down.
He's 1 shy of his strikeout high this year. He had 8 against the Yankees way back in his first start on April 1. A walk and a ground ball out for Austin Wynns, the Orioles catcher. 2 down, nobody on. Again, the Orioles have struggled for the extra base hit. Double by Jones. Only extra base hit on the 5 they've put up on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 35,912 the announced attendance. 35912. In the air, left center field. Hit it pretty well. Back, warning track. Grichuk able to get there, and a 1-2-3 inning for Stone. 7th inning stretch time here in Toronto. A 4-1 Jays lead. The Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Summer day here in Toronto with Mike Bordick. I'm Gary Thorne. Orioles go to the bullpen. Tanner Scott will get you his numbers here in just a second, as Devin Travis will lead it off, bottom half of the 7th inning, and foul it back.
And take a look at Tanner's numbers here. 28th game, 6.67 earned run average. He's had a rough time here this month, especially getting himself into some jams and just trying to figure out his way how to execute with that fastball slider combination. I'm surprised they're able to get to him as good as they have been. I mean, the big time fastball, kind of short armor, hiding it behind his head a little bit, but it all comes down to the fastball command, really, for any pitcher at the major league level, because major league hitters can get on any kind of piece of cheese.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and a ground ball foul really turned on that one. Travis has grounded out, flied out. He's gone 1 for 5 in the first 2 games. For Tanner Scott, that his first win this season against Texas on the 15th. That was his last outing, 2/3 of an inning, no runs on 2 hits in that ball game on July 15. And a good pitch down and in for a K.
Yeah, that is nasty right there. Power slider going it hard, 90 miles an hour. Take a look at the movement. Down and in. Boy, so tough to get to that pitch. If Travis hits it, might have to go on the DL with that bruise on the knee. I mean, my goodness.
Well, Scott gets a K, watches his D move behind him in the infield. Curtis Granderson 0 for 3 in the ball game, 2 for 7 in the series. Granderson has hit only 118 against left-handers this year, 248 off righties. Tanner Scott's second game this season and lifetime against the Jays. A run on 2 hits in an inning in the only time he has faced them previously. Wright worked an inning. A couple of hits, zeros across. 1-0 is fouled back into the screen by Granderson. And Granderson not seeing that one real well, and the count goes to 1-2.
Now a little bit of movement right there on the slider. Not the best slider that you're going to see from Tanner Scott. Stayed on the plate too much, but just enough movement on the plate to keep it off the barrel.
And Granderson will go down swinging. Struggles against the lefties. Scott gets 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you like to see. That's a well executed slider for strike 3. Starting at the thighs and working out of the zone.
So 2 down, nobody on. That'll bring Hernandez up. Oscar Hernandez, double, 5th inning, and would score on a balk. Charge to Cobb. Alex Cobb, 5 innings, 4 runs, only 1 earned. That was the balk. 4 hits. He had 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. "25-year-old and a big cut through that one, and the count goes to 0-2. O has been up in the bullpen, ready to go. Hernandez 247 off the lefties, about 10 points higher off right-handers. And the 0-2 is going to come inside a little bit.
Not a bad pitch, and really that's the kind of stuff Tanner Scott's got to do. He's got to move some feet, make hitters feel a little uncomfortable, and that will help fastball and slider play up just a little bit.
1-2 delivery is foul tipped into the net. It strikes the side out. So 7 complete here in Toronto, and it is a 4-1 Blue Jays lead.
Himself a nice little series. Always does some damage at the Rogers Center in the first inning. Getting the Orioles on the board, going the other way, and then the hustle double. Yeah, sneaking it down that left field line right over the third base bag. Adam Jones today picking up his team leading 107th hit and 37th RBI. And how about flashing leather out in center field, taking it all the way to the wall. Stroman out of the ball game, so pretty strong inning, scattering the 5 hits. Orioles able to put the 1 run on the board thanks to Adam Jones. A couple walks, 7 punch outs. And most of his outs recorded on the ground, though. Typical Marcus Stroman day. And now the going to give way to the bullpen. Mr. O coming in, 47th appearance with a 2.80 earned run average. Good fastball slider combination. He's hitting the just 222. Lefty's getting him pretty good though at 327.
And O's delivery will be a strike on the outside corner. Sun Won Oh out of South Korea. Just turned 36 years old. Tim Beckham will take the pitch down low. Oh started his career in the Korean baseball organization in 2005. Played some ball in Japan as well, 2014 and 15, and then with the Cardinals the last 2 years. 1-1 delivery on the way. That'll miss inside. Beckham, the base hit and a run scored. Fielder's choice and another single in the 5th, and he was stranded. 2 for 3 ball game for Tim Beckham. 2-1 delivery by O. 91 up top. 2-2.
Healthy cut right there by Tim Beckham. Not a mistake. Fastball up and out over, just swinging right through it.
Oh, another one of those players signed for just 1 season by Toronto. In the air to center. Richard. From the sun to the shadows with the open roof here, and Beckham is retired. Orioles baseball on Masson brought to you by Ocean City. No end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. And by Antwerpen. Get in the game this season with a new Toyota from Antwerpen Toyota. Britton will get his time on the mound as he gets ready in the bullpen. Breaking ball will be outside. Jonathan Scope 1 for 3 base hit. First inning, 3 consecutive singles to start the ball game for the Orioles. Got a run, and that has basically been it. 1-0 delivery. Scope with a 1-1. Jonathan now with a couple of hits and 8 at bats here in these first 2 games. 1-1 outside of first. Smoke after it. Nice
play right there by the big man at first base. Well, that sun's going to give him a hard time. But was able to turn back around and actually make it a little bit easier, get a better angle on that baseball. Thought it was going to be an over the shoulder type of play.
We are in the 8th inning. 4-1 Toronto lead. Adam Jones, bases empty, 2 away, 2 for 3. Double single. RBI in that first inning. And the pitch will be up high to him from O. O working, as we said, just a third of an inning in the ball game last night. Right-hander 1-0 in the air, center field. Richard is there, and O has a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up. 4-1 Jays.
bump melee at the plate. And he gets a base hit. Runner at first base is Diaz, and there's 2 outs on the board, and he's going to challenge Rickard, and Rickard throws a strike. Remember, make that 3rd out at 3rd base, and Diaz does. And Joey Rickard out in right field, helping Mike Wright Jr. Nice play there.
Hello, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Nice seeing you. Good to have you with us. Likely story. Spent a lot of money to get the sign made up, though. Here's Zach.
Yeah, take a look at Britton's numbers. 16th game now this season for Zach Britton, and he's been pitching much better here. Starting to settle in nicely on the bump. 7 scoreless innings in his last 7 appearances. So Zach Britton starting to feel much better about his game. Of course, the velocity on that sinker starting to come up as well. And that's why the trade talk's starting to really get loud on Zach Britton.
It's his first appearance against Toronto this year. His 34th overall, though. 3-2 record with 17 saves against Toronto, a 2.19 lifetime ERA. Dustin Smoke, a walk and a run scored in the 4th inning. He's flied up and grounded out. Britton working here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Pitch will be taken, and the count will go to 2-0 from Zach. Last appearance came against Texas on the 15th. No runs, 1 hit, and an inning worked. That'll be in the inside corner for a strike. Two 2-1 delivery. Smoke will take that one, and it is a bouncer. Smoke's gone 2 for 10 lifetime off Zach. A lot of familiarity for Toronto hitters, and Zach pitching against them over the years. Solarte, Grichuk are due up here in the bottom half of the 8th. And that's right there for a strike.
Yeah, real good pitch. The discipline facing Zach Britton. And take a look at Tepera. The Blue Jays bullpen is trying to get him elevated. And a lot of times that high fastball is a pitch hitters want to stay off of. Britton, it's that one down around the knees. It's almost unhittable. And then if you do make contact, it's going to be a weak contact ground ball. So getting Britton elevated, the key to have any kind of success.
Working a full count here to Smoke. Three-two delivery again, and he will walk it. Well, we talked about Zach Britton. Let's turn to our Major League Notebook and open it up here regarding what's going on. Tweeting about Zach from Jerry Krasnick, ESPN. The Orioles are barreling ahead with Zach Britton trade talks. Now they've moved Machado and officially declared a rebuild. Cubs, Yankees, Red Sox, Giants, Phillies, Astros are among the teams linked in. And from Chicago, Bruce Levine points out sources close to the Chicago Cubs say they are a main player if they are convinced Zach is healthy. So clubs taking a look at Zach Britton. Relief help needed everywhere, including the Dodgers where Manny went. That's the next big role they need to fill.
Yeah. Well, over the last few seasons, you've seen the importance of a bullpen in the postseason and how pitchers are used. That Britton could be one of those versatile pieces, come in the middle of a ball game, or he could be obviously the closer at the end.
Solarte goes to third. Nunez up 1, relay 2.
Oh, beautiful play right there by Nunez. A nice job corralling that baseball and then throwing a strike to Scope from the backside. Nice athletic play. Take a look. Got the feet going. A little spin around and from the knee, giving Scope a strike in the chest. Beautiful play. Hard hit ground ball. Staying with it. Wisely grabbing it with the bare hand. You get it into Scope's hand and it's over. Bullet over there to Davis.
So 2 away. Tanner Scott worked an inning and struck the side out. Mike Wright Jr. worked an inning, 2 hits. Now Zach Britton out of the bullpen, and the pitch Grichuk will take that one down low. His RBI double came in the 4th inning. Toronto scored 3 unearned runs in the 4th. They sent 8 batters to the plate. That'll be down low in our 4th drive of the game.
Hey, here it is, what you're talking about after an error by Beckham pulling the foot at second base. Grichuk making it pay. Costly mistake out there by the Orioles defense. Of course, Grichuk driving a run in a big 4th inning.
2-0 delivery on the way. Chopper, foul. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. 2 down, nobody on, 8th inning. The Orioles will have Trumbo, Davis, and Mancini due up in the top of the 9th inning. Tepera is ready to go in the bullpen. Loop is also up. It is a save situation at the moment. 2-1 delivery. Short. Beckham, big hop. And Britton faces only 3. So the Orioles come up in the 9th, trailing by a score of 4-1. Bears with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. 3 outs to work with for the Orioles here at Rogers Center in Toronto. A 4-1 lead. Blue Jays trying to make it 2 in a row in this series and 6 in a row overall against the O's.
All right, Tepera now in the ball game trying to close it out. You see he's got 6 saves, but in 11 opportunities they've been trying to find somebody to fill in the back end of this bullpen since Asuna's been on the suspended list. Of course, we saw in last night's ball game the Blue Jays bullpen gave it up. Tepera was a part of it as well, but pretty good arm here. He can rush it in there mid-90s, top out about 97. Nice little slider to go along with it.
He's 1 for 1 in saves against the Orioles this year. No runs, 2 hits, 2 2/3 innings against the O's this season. So Tepera works 9th inning. Trumbo. And the pitch will be away for a ball. Double play, strikeout, and has drawn a walk in the ball game. Trumbo's 3 for 6. Lifetime off Tepera. Worked an inning with zeros across. In the air, left center field, hit it hard, going back near the warning track, racing, reaching, and got it! Grichuk with a great catch! Colliding with the wall, and he robs Trumbo of extra bases. The center fielder got it.
Wow. Yeah, this is not Kevin Pillar out there, and to see him make these plays on a nightly basis. Grichuk filling in because Millar got the busted collarbone. How about that play, though? Beautiful concentration right up against the wall. You know Tepera's going to like that one.
Great catch.
There he is. Pilar.
Yep.
All wrapped up.
Oh, an outstanding play here to start the 9th inning. So Grichuk's done it against the Orioles with the bat all year, now doing it with a glove.
Great play.
Chris Davis an 0 for 2, and he's been hit by a pitch. Davis 1 for 4 off Tepera, a home run. Marcus Stroman on the verge of winning just his 3rd of the year, will be 3-7. And Cobb, Alex, is going to drop to 2-13 on the year, and a tough one as he went 5 innings, 4 runs with just 1 earned on 4 hits. And as the Orioles 3 unearned runs in the 4th for Toronto, and then a balk run in the 5th. Foul ball to make it a ball and 2 strikes on Davis.
Yeah, that balk hurt, definitely, but you know, the error by Beckham was a big one, and I think especially a pitcher like Cobb, the defense got to be tight behind him. He's definitely going to pitch to contact, and just can't give the opposition extra opportunities. And the way I look at it, that the balk and that play by Beckham, both mental mistakes.
Yep. 2 down.
And Chris Davis chasing the high heater. Starting to make more consistent contact, hitting the long ball, but the strikeouts still there for the crusher as he chases the high fastball.
2 down, 9th inning. That'll bring up Trey Mancini. Trey with the 0 for 3 in the ball game. Chases one with a good breakaway. 0-1 count with 2 down. Orioles about to lose their 9th consecutive road game. They will go 1-8 against Toronto. They have not won a ball game here at Rogers Center this year. And Toronto will have their 6th consecutive win against the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch is going to miss down low. Toronto really had just that 1 inning. The 4th inning was the big one. That leadoff walk to Smoke. Then the error by Beckham where they didn't get an out, put 2 on, and Grichuk delivered the double, driving in a run. Maley had an RBI base hit in the inning. 2-1 delivery on the way. Foul back and out of play. So Mancini with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles will have to come back tomorrow afternoon and try and avoid a 3-game sweep here. Cashner against Happ. Another roster move tomorrow to get Cashner back on the active list. Tepera with a 2-2 delivery. That'll bounce away.
Amped up right there. Crowd getting behind him. A little bit of an overthrow.
And did he go? Tag put on. I think he walked him. No. They check at first base. Nick Marley says he went around. Joe West was going to give him the free pass there, but not to be. If it can go for the Orioles the wrong way, it will. So Tepera comes on to get the save. Here's the tag put on. And the Orioles have lost the first 2. This one by a score of 4-1. As Marcus Stroman goes 3-7, the winner. Cobb the loser, 2-13, and Tepera picks up the save.